Hey guys, Jeremy Edwards here. I just want to shoot a YouTube video and have a review of my Sig Sauer P938 pistol. This is my self-defense gun. I carry this with me everywhere I go, and I'm going to show you what I did to it. I put a new trigger on it, as you can see. It looks really nice. What I did to match that look is I polished this chamber. It goes really good with these silver accents that are on it, and so what I want to show you how I did that, how I achieved this look. And so first I'm going to show you, this is not a loaded gun. Take my clip out. You can see nothing's down in the chamber. I don't know if you can. Nothing's in there. Okay. Next, what I want to show you is you pull this back, put your slide back, and then next what you're going to do is pull your bar out. You're going to match, there's a little groove right here on this bar. You're going to match that up with the slide, same shape. I don't know if you can see that. It's that first one. So you can get your fingernail behind there, pull that out, set that aside. Then next you're just going to push your barrel forward and set that aside. Next you're going to take your spring out, and make sure when you're doing this you pull out, but keep your hand covered. Keep one of your hands covered, that so it doesn't go flying across the room. And as you can see, it's kind of a long spring, so set that aside. Then take your barrel out, just slides out of there, just like that. Set that aside, and then I'm going to show you how well that turned out. As you can see, it's got a nice shine, looks great. I'm very pleased with the results, and these marks here, I don't know if you can see them very well. That's just normal wear and tear on the chamber from the slide moving back and forth. So don't be alarmed by that, but that polishes right out, by the way. And so what I did to achieve this look is, first I took masking tape. Take your masking tape, wrap it around your barrel, all the way around it, all the way from here to the end, and you might as well leave some hanging over the edge, so you're not going to get the end of it. But wrap that all the way around, I'd say 3 or 4 good times at least. And then what you're going to want to do is take some 400 grit wet to dry sandpaper. And what I did is I used some Gerber oil. You can use gun cleaning oil, works just as good. The reason I use this is because I had obviously a whole bottle of it laying around, and I didn't have very much gun oil left over, so I used this and it worked really well. And I made sure to smooth that in. I massaged in the sandpaper, and then what I did was I took my chamber and I moved this, with it being taped, don't forget that. I moved it back and forth in the same direction, like this. Don't go in circles, don't go side to side. Make sure you're gonna keep your grain. You can't really see it too well, but the grain is actually going this way, and the reason it does that is because your slide's going this way. It's not going this way, it's not going in circles, so you want to keep all of that in the same direction. So what you're going to do is, like I said, work that back and forth on that oiled sandpaper. And first I started with 600. It was taking a little while, so then I moved to 400, and that worked a little better. It's going to take you a little while, so take your time. It might take you, who knows, a day or two. I don't know. I took my time on it. I wanted to make sure I did it right, so that's how I did that. And on the sides, it went a lot faster than the top, because you can't really tell in this video very well, but this chamber is sitting this way. Barrel is pretty much straight, so once it's on this side, and you're working it back and forth, you're going to notice in this higher edge here, it's going to wear more there. So what I did was on my desk that I'm working on, say if this is my desk, the flat surface area, this is where my drawers pull out. I had this right on the edge, and what I did was on this lower part that is, lower than this higher part up here, I set that on the edge and I worked it back and forth, and obviously not right on the corner, but here, so that I wasn't getting into the barrel. And you obviously want to make sure that you tape that off really well, like I said. And then also you've got these edges here that are at an angle. You're just going to do the same thing and work it back and forth. On the sides and on these angles here, you don't have to worry about putting it on the edge of the desk or your work area. So like I said, just work it back and forth. Turns out really well. And then next what I did was I took this polish that I had. You can use any polish. A lot of guys use Flitz. They also use Mother's Magwell and polish. This is the same thing. This is says polishing paste for aluminum, silver, brass, chrome, or metal. So you can use any polish you got basically, and as long as it's for metal surfaces, you can use it on there, and it turns out really well. And next, what I'm going to do is put this back together, and what we're going to do is set that back in there, make sure it's seated back there. And then next, what I like to do, since this is kind of a longer spring, what you're going to do is you set it in there, and I like to put this hand about right in the middle, from here to here, right in the middle, and guide that, because it's going to want to do this, and you don't want a chance scratching anything. So push that. You're going to guide that guide rod kind of down in there, and push it down in there, and it goes in there nice. Next, what you're going to do is put it back on the gun, and first I want to talk about, I want to show you this trigger that I did. I ordered this off of eBay for, I think 40 something bucks, and it looks really nice. The pin here, this trigger pin, has to be pressed out. I'll repeat that. This pin has to be pressed out. A lot of these SIGs have to be pressed out. I don't know what it is about them, but you can't just take a punch and a hammer and bang it out. I've seen some videos where they've done that, and I don't know why SIG has made some where they have to be pressed in and some where they don't have to be, but I wouldn't take a chance with scratching your gun all up if you're sitting there beating on something that's solid and it's not going to come out. What you're going to end up doing is slipping and missing your gun, and missing the pin and scratching your gun all up. So again, use a press. I went to my buddy's motorcycle shop. He has a press there. We put the punch pin on there, pressed it out, pulled the trigger out. I'm not going to go real in depth on how to do all that, because there's plenty of good YouTube videos that describe that better than I can. But you're obviously going to take the two grips off, and you're going to punch your pin out, pull the trigger and trigger bar out of the gun, and there's another pin on the trigger, pull that out. And again, you just put it all back together, and that has to be punched out. Make sure that your gun can't just be hammered out with a punch. Make sure it's pressed out with the press. Don't take it to a gunsmith that says he can do it and let him just scratch your gun all up if he doesn't know what he's talking about. So again, I just really wanted to put that out there, that I just would hate to see anyone scratch their gun all up if they didn't know that that actually had to be pressed out. So what you're going to do next is put your slide back on the gun. You're going to notice this little part here, you're going to have to press that down just slightly so that you can slide your slide back. And I don't have very long fingernails right now. I clipped them just the other day, but if you can get in there and push that down just enough so that you can slide it back, make sure everything's cycling good, and and then you can put your bar back in there. And what you're going to want to do is make sure that this, when you're sliding this back, make sure that you're getting this pin where you're not going to scratch your gun. Like, don't set it here and then move it up. Slide this back a little bit, match that up, as we did before when we were pulling it out. Push it in there all the way, and then make sure, again, that thing is working back and forth really good. And I've got the extended clip. It fits really good in my hand. I love this gun so much. It's my third carry gun I've had, and by far my favorite gun I've had. So that's how I did it. And if you guys have any questions or comments or need any help with yours, just let me know. I'd love to help or point you in the right direction with someone who can help you better. So thanks for watching.